Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. It's been a while. I've been out there playing, trying to get some information and some knowledge about, life. And today I want us to talk briefly about loving responsibly. Um, while loving unconditionally, it is possible to love responsibly. We have dealt so many blows and so many bruises in relationships, whether they are relationships with our relatives, relationships with workmates, relationships with our spouses, relationship with our children, relationships with the people that we spend time with, our friends. We have dealt so many blows and so many bruises only because we loved recklessly. You see, the responsibility of loving is way more than the responsibility that you have at work or that you have with the physical things that you touch with your hands and the impressions that you make with your mind. It is very important to love responsibly. First, I want us to make a delineation between loving recklessly and loving unconditionally. Loving unconditionally means you love in and out of season. Meaning you love whether you're angry, you love whether you're mad, you love whether the time has passed or the time has not passed. But loving recklessly means throwing your whole life and your whole mind and your whole being into something without considering the impacts or the repercussions of doing so. That is reckless. That is you doing something without thinking much. So we usually confuse the two. We confuse recklessness and unconditionally. People want us to love them unconditionally, meaning they want us to love them recklessly. And we have that in our heads that if you love recklessly and you do the reckless things or you do the unimaginable things, and then people will get to interpret you as the person that loves unconditionally. But unconditionally is something different. It is something that comes with responsibility. It comes with a lot of investment and a lot of mind use. We don't use much of our minds when we go into relationships. We normally go with what our hearts want. And usually 98% of the time, these hard things, the heart doesn't really know. It doesn't have a mind. It doesn't really see the things that will hurt you or the things that will put you into trouble. You find yourself investing so much of your heart and your heart putting your life into a situation. And then it becomes very hard for you to come out. So what do? You then turn around and you start throwing tantrums at the people that are not giving your love back, or they are not giving your attention back, or they are not reciprocating or giving you what you're expecting. Since you were the one that invested more, it only gives you the right to complain more. Yet in the first place, you were the first person that did the whole recklessness thing. You went into the situation seeing that the people are not actually reciprocating, and you went in by what I would want to call faith in inverted commas. You put in your life there and you invested so much into a situation that is not suitable, which is a horrible investment. Like in business, we make many horrible investments, and at the end of the day, we come out with bruises. Thank God, even then, we get to come out with lessons for us to apply in the next life. So it is very important for every one of us to consider this. It is very important for us to love responsibly. Love with your mind. So your mind and your heart have to be in tandem. They have to be in constant communication. As you give your heart to something or someone, do it with the mindset. But also that mindset needs to have good enough wisdom and knowledge to judge situations. You should be in a position to understand people and understand yourself. So that responsibility starts by you investing in self-awareness, understanding yourself, understanding people, understanding the social environment, and understanding the times, understanding what God wants out of the situation. Once you have that in your head, then you will be a better judge as you invest your heart in people and in relationships. But if you come into relationships with no knowledge or good knowledge in your head and you invest your heart in it, you will find that at the end of the day, you come out hurt. It is almost like you're playing Russian roulette. You're just waiting for the bullet to shoot. You don't even know when. You just keep rolling and rolling. And at the end of the day, 9 out of 10 times you come out with a bleeding heart. And then you are always crying and you're saying your things don't work out. You're probably bewitched, or someone is just hating on you. Jesus don't like you. Jesus wants you to have knowledge. He wants you to understand things. So invest your time, responsibility in investing in knowledge and getting to know things and understanding yourself, understanding your environment and everything that needs to go into making a productive relationship. So then you'll be able to contribute to every relationship you get into. You won't be out there trying to reap your rewards or get into relationships for the wrong reasons. You'll get into it for the right reasons, and your choices that you will make will be choices that are informed by the knowledge that you have. So that is the responsibility. But it doesn't end with the knowledge or the docile knowledge that you have in your head. It has to be a tit for tat kind of situation. Look at the person as you love them. Are they responding well as you give the love? Are they giving you what you need? Are they what you need? At the end of the day, always read and evaluate your situations so that you are able to love responsibly. Some people, I'll tell you now, especially in our families, some people deserve to be loved at a distance. Again, I say love unconditionally, but at a distance. It is not all relationships that have to be close. Some of them have to be a bit distant. So you need to apply your love at a distance. Create boundaries, healthy boundaries, so that you don't find yourself tripping and falling all the time. We are the people that are supposed to be imparting knowledge. We are supposed to be people that are leading and showing people how it's done. So we need to do it responsibly. So as we love, we ought to love with understanding. We ought to love with responsibility. Let your mind and your heart go on a tandem, a tit for tat. As the heart moves, let the mind move. As the mind moves, let the heart move. So the mind needs to give you feedback. Are you on the right track? Are you not on the right track? So that when you're not on the right track, you reevaluate and you look at your situation and see if it's still healthy for you. If it's not healthy for you, I don't know, you need to sit down and look at it. Is this something that you ought to be in? So that you don't find yourself stuck in situations where you can't come out. And the problem with us in our communities, I like how the white community does it, before they actually go on and marry people or be in a relationship with anybody, they go out on a date. They read and understand each other. What are your likes? What don't you like? Take them to different environments. See how they react. So as they react and you are observing, see those things that you're looking for. Are they there or they are not? The things that you don't like, are they there or they are not? And then at the end of the day, as you say yes and you come into a relationship with someone, then you'll be in a position to have a healthy relationship because you had a very good information base which you used to make a very good decision. So it is important for us to apply ourselves in the beginning. But then again, I said, it is work. Love is a responsibility. It needs us to apply ourselves, to always be there with our minds to evaluate every situation. There are a lot of psychopaths out there, people. I'm going to tell you this. There's a lot of sick, psychological defected people. If you're not careful with your heart, you will be bruised. Especially in our communities, we come from families that are damaged, really. Some of us grew up without parents. Some of us grew up with a lot of other kids in the home. Some of us were just in a messy background. We're just coming from a very disintegrated space. And psychologically, we're not really okay. I always say that every one of us at some point needs to get some psychological evaluation. We need more psychologists out there. But most importantly, we need people that are Christ-oriented, that are willing to have Jesus work in their heads so that they are healed from their defects. But there is so much sickness out there. So if you're not careful with your heart, you will get a psychopath and they will show you how it's done. And they will rev you up that flipping wall, and you will lose your mind as well. And as you lose your mind, you will become another psychopath yourself, and then the cycle continues. So be careful with the condition of your heart. This is T signing out. Point of view.